All right, Dolphin fans, how are we doing today? So, in the first video of the new football season, even though it's not really football season, but when the schedule is released, it's kind of the beginning of the new year. Like I've mentioned before, Colin and I definitely bringing this channel back this year. So, look for more content. Going to do a schedule review, blind, completely blind. I remember a couple of people talking to me about a couple of the games last night in the Panthers stream as the playoff beard is coming in a little. It's coming in. It's really coming in. So, but I haven't looked. I haven't looked at the Dolphins schedule because I figured I'd react to it blind here. Keep in mind, I bitch and complain about everything that possibly could happen under the sun. And I'm 53. Last time Dolphins won a Super Bowl, I was one. I was a itty, witty, little baby. So, faith, hope, and confidence left the building a couple decades ago. And since then, it's just been a lot of sex, drugs, and rock and roll. So, without further ado, I'm going to bring this up over here. Let's see. First game of the year, Sunday, September 7th at Indianapolis, 1 o'clock. So that's Lucas Oil Stadium. That's inside, right? They've got a dome there, right? So, all right, kind of an inconsequential start. You could see Miami picking up a win there. The Colts are kind of meh-ish like the Dolphins are. So, we'll pick some winners and losers here as we go along. What the hell? So, in my imaginary world, we're 1-0 after the first game. All right, second. Oh, my God. They gave us a 1 o'clock home game against a division opponent. Will you look at that? Sunday, September 14th against the Patriots in Miami, 1 o'clock, 2,000 degrees on the field. We could start 2-0. We could start 2-0 just because the Colts are And, 1 o'clock games at home against the Patriots in September. It's no such thing as an automatic win, but so we could be fooling a lot of people here. Let me guess. What's next. That's what I thought. There we go. Oh, Thursday. Oh, for freaking hell. Oh, we're going to get killed. Thursday, September 18th. So they bake us in the sun on Sunday. We're going to roast at 1 o'clock on Sunday. And then Thursday, without a full week of recovery, go to Buffalo, play on Amazon, 8:15 at night, and get absolutely smoked. Absolutely smoked. And well, we're above 500, blah, 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 right? What do we got next? So then we have all the time in the world off, and we get Monday, September 29th. So that's 2 weekends in a row we don't play on Sunday. So we got the Jets Monday night at home. So, because I always like to look at where those initial division rival games are going to go, right? Patriots, good. Bills, forget about it. Jets at home on a Monday night. We've had a lot of time off at that point. We don't really get a weather advantage there. Although an evening game in September, you could have an afternoon thunderstorm. It could be a soup bowl in there as opposed to a soup kitchen from the other guys. Different subject. And so I'm going to say we could be 3-1. Not because we're good. Don't get it twisted. Not because we're good, but because the first 4 games there have one obvious loss and 3 possible wins. So I'm going to give them the possible wins because why the hell not? It's only 4 games in. Tua hasn't got hurt yet, right? So we're there. Then finally, we got Sunday, October 5th at Carolina, 1 o'clock. If we're 3-1 at this point, I don't think we win that game. I don't think this team has the juice to go 4-1. I just don't see it. That kind of feels like a trap game there, a little bit of a shorter week. So we'll call it 3-2 at this point. Then we got Sunday, October 12th. We're playing the Chargers at 1 o'clock. Very interesting. That could be a high-scoring game. So, again, the 1 o'clock home games, you kind of like to think that we have an advantage of those. Now, October is kind of thinking about being fall, but in Miami, it can still be 92 degrees. So weather determining, weather providing, depending on what the weather is, if I'll give us the split between Carolina and the Chargers. So we lose Carolina, we beat the Chargers. So what are we, 4-2 now? And again, we're not good. But the beginning of this schedule, I can't wait to see what the end is, because we're really playing some dog games here. The Colts, the Panthers, and the Chargers in the beginning of the season. I haven't even looked. And I'm sure the final 8 games, I'm going to be jaw on the mouth open. So we're 4-2, maybe. The next game, we're at the Browns on Sunday the 19th. We can't. This team can't be. Just because I don't think they're capable of going 5-2, I'll pick Cleveland, and we're now 4-3. The next game is at Atlanta. So we've got another road game. That's Sunday, October 26th. Another 1 o'clock start. Lots of one. Even the NFC teams are 1 o'clock starts. Like the Chargers might usually be a 4 o'clock game, even if it's at Hard Rock. So what did I have us? I had us at 4-3 because we couldn't go 5-2. Can we lose to Cleveland and Atlanta? Maybe. I'm gonna go ahead and give us 5-3. I'm gonna give us 5-3 just because that fits the narrative of we played some dog teams. We're a little bit above 500. Maybe we're in that last wild card spot. If Tua is healthy or not, what's the deal going on there? How's the offensive line looking? Injuries. I'll give us 5-3 at this point because I don't even have to look. I know what's coming the second. I don't even have to look. It's all dog teams. We've played Atlanta, Cleveland, the Chargers, Carolina, and Indianapolis. My God, what's the second half of this season look like? And there it goes. There it goes. Now they're at home. But again, we are on the road. Look at this. On the road against Cleveland. On the road against Atlanta. And then another Thursday night game at home against Baltimore. But it's on no rest after 2 straight road games. That's disgusting. We weren't beating Baltimore anyway, so it's a waste of a home game. So what does that make it? What did I have? It's 5-3. I hope I'm keeping track right. So 5-4. 5-4. Hopefully I don't get to the end of the season and I only got 15 games or 19 games. 5-4 because we weren't beating Baltimore anyway. Now I don't even have to look. Oh, Jesus. All right, so they give us another week. Obviously, because we play Thursday night. So it's Sunday, November 9th. We've got Buffalo, 1 o'clock. At home, we're 5-5. Yeah, we're 5-5. That tracks perfectly. We were 5-3. We beat some dog teams. Maybe we're good. Baltimore, Buffalo, faceplant, 5-5. I can't believe they made us play Baltimore. The first Buffalo game was on short rest too, wasn't it? Look at that. The first Buffalo game, and the Ravens game is on short rest. Come on, bruh. I mean, so we're 5-5. We're still in a conversation, right? This is the narrative at this point. We're still in a conversation. What are the chances that Tua survives the Ravens and Bills back-to-back healthy? Next game is Sunday, November 16th. Oh, for freaking hell. So now we're in Spain, and it's considered a home game. So it's 9:30 in the morning. God. November 16th, 9:30 in the morning, we're playing the Commanders in Spain. That's 3 straight home games, with one of them being in Spain, which I got news for you. It's not a home game. Oh, the back end of this schedule is just going to be, it's going to be bad. It already is bad. So we're going to get killed. Ravens, Bills, Commanders, 3 games in a row, all 3 at home. What did I have? Let me see, 5-3, 4, 5, 6. We're now 5-6. How do we win any of those games? We're not beating those teams. We're not beating the Ravens on short notice. And the Commanders with the travel, come on. Maybe if miracles, shit, sunshine, and rainbows, we could beat Buffalo. But I'm not putting any money on it. 5-6. What's next? Oh, then we get the bye week. That we get another home game after the bye week. Oh my God, oh my God, the end of this schedule. Are we going to finish with 4 straight on the road? Baltimore, Buffalo, Washington, New Orleans, all home games with the bye week. So we've got New Orleans, 1 o'clock Sunday, November 3rd. What I have is that 5-6. I'll give us a miracle and we're 6-6. I'll give us a miracle, we're 6-6. What's next? There's at the Jets, Sunday, December 7th. It shouldn't be that cold. You know what? False hope, 7-6. That sounds about right. That sounds about right about the time the Dolphins will give us false hope. We're 7-6, and here comes the pain. At the Steelers, Monday night, on the road, that's 7-7. Just because we ain't winning that game. The next game, the Bengals at home, Sunday night, that's 7-8. And the playoffs are sliding away. They're going away. We're 7-8. I wonder if I got the right number of games here in my head. The next game, Tampa at home, Sunday, December 28th. We'll win the game. We'll get to 8-8 because, hey, right? Now we're going to be in that if Team A and Team B win and Team C loses by 8 and Team D, if their plane gets stuck and they don't show up and the Dolphins win by 12, not 12.5 or 13, we might make the playoffs if we beat Tampa by 40. So we'll be 8-8. And what's the deciding game? What's missing? It's going to be some shit turd road game, isn't it? Yes, the NFL schedule. They never. The schedule makers never disappoint. At New England, January 3rd or 4th, to be determined, depending on if it's going to snow that day or not. Oh, for freaking hell. So that's 8-9. That's perfect. That is a perfect 8-9 season because we'll have to go on the road to New England in a blizzard. And if we win, you know what is going. You know that the teams that we need to lose will lose because we ain't winning that game. So that's 9-8. I did it right. So that's 9-8. Yeah. No, excuse me. The hope got the better of me. 8-9. 8-9. 9-8 might get us in, but I don't see it. So we got 3 possible cold weather games here. The Jets, December 7th, not that bad. But at Pittsburgh, December 15th at night, that could get nasty a little bit. And then at New England. Now look, you cannot look at that schedule and say that these games are it's just random. It's just randomly picked. You know what I mean? I mean, come on. We always end the season at New England or the Jets most of the time. So first reaction is 8-9. You can see the narrative spin. You can see how if we start off and Tua's healthy and we play halfway decent, we could be 4-2, 5-3. You can see that because of the dog teams that we play. And then Baltimore, Buffalo, Washington, Cincinnati. Good God. Not that the Bengals were killers last year, but it is what it is, Dolphin fans. We'll have to see. Now, I know for some people, a lot of people think all Dolphins are going to win, 3-4 games this year. There's always the possibility. We don't know how these things are going to turn. When I pick these games, I'm picking it imagining neutrality. So Tua is healthy most of the time. The team doesn't implode or explode. Tyreek stays out of jail at least most of the months. Stuff like that. Just like blah stuff. You don't know if the team quits on McDaniel. I don't think that will happen because the beginning of that schedule, let's put it this way. We'll reverse it all the way to the start of the season. At the Colts, Patriots, at the Bills, and the Jets at home. If you're anything worse than 2-2 at that point, it's going to be a long season, and you might start risking guys quitting on McDaniel. If we get to those top 4 and we're 1-3, and then Carolina 1-4, Chargers 1-5, you could see McDaniel getting axed in there. But Dolphins do have a veteran team in many ways. If Tua stays healthy and the offensive line is even just okay-ish and Tyreek stops doing stupid shit, you could see us at least being 2-2 out of those first 4 games. Colts, Patriots, Bills, Jets. You know, you got the Bills game. You scratch that one off. But out of those other 3, you'd think we could win 2. Maybe we can win 3. I had us winning 3 because I'm stupid. And then, Panthers, Chargers, Browns, Falcons. I mean, if you're anything worse than 5-3 after that, you've got a bad team. You've got a bad team. And then Ravens, Bills, Commanders, Saints. I said Bengals, but Saints. I just forget it. We're not winning. We're not beating Baltimore on Thursday night after 2 straight road games. Come on. Like, sometimes they just sit around and make shit up. It's like, what? How can we screw with the Dolphins? I got a good idea. We'll give them a home game against the Ravens, but there's a caveat. Short week and after 2 straight road games. All right, so that's my take. 8-9, I see is the best out of that. Now, could they surprise us? Sure. Could they win only 3 games? No. I think the worst this team is going to do is 6 games. We give them crap because they've not been a great team. They've not really done anything in the playoffs, but they've also, for the most part, save one season here or there. They've not been a team that's imploded. They'll usually find a way to win 6, 7, 8 games, even when the team is less than mediocre. So while it sounds, oh my God, they're going to suck, if Tua stays healthy, the offensive line is adequate. We've got a lot of guys at the running back and wide receiver, tight ends. The skill positions, we're pretty stacked there. The defense should be adequate at best. The defensive line should be good. The linebackers, okay. It's okay. It's not, Junior Seau and A.J. Dewey are not back there, but it's okay. And then the secondary, that's to be determined, right? We don't know what's going to happen with Jalen Ramsey. We might be able to pick up somebody on the back end of things after June 1st. A lot could happen between now and the beginning of the season to fix the secondary. Right now we haven't traded Ramsey. So if the season started today, we'd be okay. We're not going to go into the season trading Ramsey and have Storm, Duck, and Cater out there. I mean, right? Right? We're not going to do that. So it's going to get better in the secondary. It has to get better in the secondary. So I think they're an average team with a schedule that starts off pretty easy and then just rubs their face in the mud in every possible way the second half of the year, which is pretty much par for the course around here. Get your hopes up, lose a couple games to schlubs that maybe you shouldn't lose, win a couple of games to good teams that we shouldn't win, get our hopes back up, and then New England on the road in January. That sounds about right. All right, everybody. Appreciate all the support. Hope you enjoyed this live blind reaction. Yeah, it's called the blind reaction. It's not live. It was live and we recorded it, but it's not live now. You weren't here when I was doing it. I was barely here while I was doing it. All right. We'll see you again soon.